Hello, and welcome to Resin Crafting with Chris Collected. On today's episode, I'm going to finish out the spooky season and make some twisted little hearts, along with some other things. So I recently, when I was at an Amazon bin store, which is like a store that just sells leftovers from Amazon, and like returns, exchanges, things like that, I found these. I got it for only $1, so hey, a great price, right? But it was just a bunch of random little things, some skull, crossbones, and then another set that was all holographic. So we're gonna put this into a bunch of the heart molds and a tic-tac-toe board and a few other little pieces. Just make them all extra spooky. We got some pearlescent, some black, some gold, some all kinds of like nice little spooky fall colors. Today we are going to use up the rest of the art resin. As you can see there in the bottom, there was only about an inch or so left. However, just like the previous video, I way underestimated. Because I did both these videos like back to back. And, you know, you mess up once, you're kind of like, oh, I won't do it again. But then 2 minutes later, you make the same mistake. Well, that's exactly what happened to me. So I'm trying to put all of it into one container. However, I am quickly realizing that that is not going to be possible. As I slowly start to fill this one up, it's like, oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. And it starts to actually overfill. So I quickly went and got a larger container. And just when I got a brand new mat too. Tell me what you think of my mat. I got a nice gray one now. I'm hoping this one looks better and cleaner on camera. Of course, though, I immediately put resin all over it. So what I ended up grabbing was a white plastic mixing bowl. I have a set of 3 little mixing bowls. I've had these for, I don't know, 15 years or more. Just like them cheap ones that I got from Target a long time ago, you know? And so I was like, all right, I'll sacrifice this because I have better ones nowadays.
Calm down.
Yeah, you can see I'm panicking a little bit. I was trying to figure out what to do. You know, you think, oh, this is going to go so smoothly. And then 5 minutes in, I think it's the full moon and the chaos of Halloween. Everything just kind of culminated, and I even lost some footage in this episode. So, I mean, this whole thing is just chaos. All right, let's go ahead and speed it up. So I'm actually really proud. This is my first gallon of resin that I've ever gone through. This is a brand new art form for me. And as you can see, I'm still going. Like, 'cause I had poured some of it into there as well. I mean, overall, it was just chaos this episode. But that's, you know, how it is sometimes in art. You ended up going all wild, especially this kind of spooky season. I figured it worked. So, of course, I am still using my electric mixer from Let's Resin. I have actually not charged it again. It's been pretty good. The battery lasts a long time. Mixing it definitely took forever, though. I lost a little bit of the footage in this episode, but that's okay. The chaos made it so it took longer than 30 minutes, and all of my cameras were set to only 30 minutes of recording, and I don't know how to fix that. So if you do, make sure to put it in the comments below. I've been trying to look it up, and they're like, oh, this setting or that, or maybe it's the memory card. I don't really know. I'm still very new to all this. But I am loving it. Which, in that note, I have a sale coming up on November 6th. It's my first ever sale, and will be the only sale that I do for this year. And it's kind of a pre-Christmas sale to try to like get some of my inventory gone while still being able to give a great price and a great product to everyone. So it will be free shipping on all products, and then a bunch of the products will also be reduced in price. So make sure to go check out hofirugs.com on Monday, November 6th. And you too can buy something from a YouTuber, me. Thank you guys so much for continued support. Of course, when I say guys, I always mean guys, gals, and non-binary pals like myself. So thank you so much. And hopefully you enjoy this episode and all the others that I produce. Okay, well, I wanted to still have some color into different molds, and so now we're going to pour this large vat of epoxy resin and pour it into smaller ones. First up, we're going to use this one. It's kind of a snow powder. I don't really know what to call it other than pearlescent would probably be the most accurate word for it. But yeah, it just adds a little bit of shine to it. And I wanted a nice big scoop of it. All right, next up, we're going to pour into another container. And use this kind of pink one. I was going for a rose gold, is what I was going for. So I actually take this pink and add it with a little bit of the yellow. Yeah, this one's a yellowish gold I'm adding to that pink, and it's really nice. Because you can combine mica powders together. There's nothing really stopping you. You just kind of end up making a new color, you know? All right, now let's get these stirred up. Yeah, you can see it's turned it almost like an eggshell. Or just a really light white. And that one just did exactly what I wanted, to mix those two together and you get a nice rose gold. Maybe a little more gold than rose, but I was happy with the result. All right, now let's get to pouring. So first up, I actually just have some straight up clear. The idea was I really wanted those clay pieces to sink to the bottom because I knew they would anyways. And, you know, have it so it's like a heart with spiders on it or a heart with bats in it. So basically kind of like, oh, I have a sick and twisted heart, but still maybe pure a little bit, you know? And then progressively each heart gets a little more dirty and a little more corrupted. Now, something interesting about this mold is this is a fondant mold. And what that means is it is not shiny, it is matte. And it is meant for chocolate or things of that nature that you would then paint afterwards. So the tops of them will all be matte. However, I felt that it mixed with the corrupt heart idea, because you wouldn't have a shiny heart, you would have a slowly dull heart. And as you see, we did two clears, one solid red, which is like the fully corrupted heart. Then now we did this little mix ones. This one we're gonna go pour straight into the center. Okay, now to add all these little fixins in. Make sure to check out my latest unboxing life video and you can see all the new glow clay pieces that I got that will be used in future videos. These little bits really stuck together, more than I was expecting them to. But it was a lot of fun just like throwing so many of these little plastic bits in. And then just sinking them and trying to move them around the best I could. The concept of this heart was your heart has been taken over by spiders and it's infested your heart. So that first one was all hollow pieces. This one, I want to do some more clay pieces. Man, those things were so hard to snap open. And at the same time, I think I'm getting a little bit of resin on the popsicle stick. And I'm like, oh no. There's chaos all around. Yeah, I really wanted that first one just to be packed full of stuff, and the second one was a little bit less, but not really much less. What kind of little bits and bobs would you like to see me put into resin? Make sure to comment below. Regardless of what holiday it is, there's always next year. Which, just so everyone knows, the plan is to have 52 episodes of this show coming out next year, meaning one for every single week, because there are 52 weeks in a year. And so make sure to stay subscribed. You will be able to see 52 more resin episodes coming next year. I'm just kind of swirling them around here. Ultimately, that became completely pointless, to be honest, because at the end of the day, they're all just going to sink. I bought a 10-pack of Bic lighters off the internet, and it was a great decision. These things are brand new, full flame, and I'm just loving them. Now, on my Instagram, I had someone recently talk about Nightmare Before Christmas, and these are currently the only 3 molds that I have. I actually did buy some more molds. You can check it out on my unboxing life video, or in a future resin crafting video in about a week or 2. I got some new ones too. And I left these ones in clear. You know, I wanted to just kind of see what would happen to the indents inside of it. If you ever look at these kind of molds, there basically is a raised piece inside of it. So like his face or his mouth or whatever. And so I wanted to see what would happen. And it actually ended up looking really good. It's almost like frosted. Okay, the top view camera stopped recording. A bit of Halloween chaos for us all. Was not planned, but we've gone ahead and switch up our viewpoints to be the side camera and the front-facing camera. The top view is, unfortunately, it hit that 30-minute limit, and I did not realize it until, another 10 minutes or so from now. Or I should say 10 minutes in my time, because I'm editing this right now, but in your time, it'll only be like a few minutes of this viewpoint. Again, sorry for the apologies of not having some resin crafting videos for the last couple weeks. I don't know what happened. The chaos just got me. I was really busy, and then these videos were just, I was like, not working well. So ultimately, you know, that's part of life and that's part of art. You're always kind of hitting the wall and coming back from it. And I hope my content can inspire you to maybe pick up something that you've stopped or continue when it's getting really hard for you. Because these videos can be very difficult, but so rewarding at the end when I watch them, and I watch the premieres and I go like, wow, I made that. And I hope you have that feeling too, and whatever you do in life. Okay, so now I'm mixing up a little bit of the yellow into the rest of the clear, because I figured we had enough clear at this point. And we only used the yellow and red mixture earlier, so I was like, all right, let's just do a solid yellow. And these are, of course, some of my Jujutsu Kaisen molds. If you have any other Jujutsu Kaisen stuff that you'd like to see me do, absolutely, or any anime, that is, make sure to put it in the comment section below. I'll try to find molds of it. I'm currently not a mold maker. However, in the next 2 or 3 years, I could see myself looking into that. But for now, I'm already doing 3 art forms. I think that's plenty. Okay, the side and front cameras have stopped recording. And so we're going to switch back to the top view. Because that one, I have noticed at this point, was off, and so I turned it back on. And so, if you remember, we had that mixing bowl full of clear resin. So I decided, I was like, well, in case I have extra resin, I think the goal nowadays is just, hey, do a tic-tac-toe board of it. Why not, right? I mean, it's essentially, it uses multiple ounces up. I mean, it's the best large project that I can do that doesn't require like deep pour resin or something like that. It's really, because it's so shallow, but also super practical. And so we're going to go ahead and finish up the rest of this video with this tic-tac-toe board. I went ahead and sped up the entire process because it was a couple minutes. If you watch my live streams on Tuesday, you've actually seen this board already. And if you saw me in person on my Friday and Saturday live market event, one was in Mesa and one was at Farrell in a downtown Phoenix, then you've actually seen me and could have played against me in this mold. So for Halloween, I ended up using this mold. The concept was, if you see those big skull and crossbones that I have, I'm going to try to put one of those on each of the little cubes. That way it's kind of like, ooh, you put it here, it's bad. You put it there, it's bad, right? And I'm just opening them up and just dumping stuff in. That's why it's very much sped up, because this took easily 10 minutes. And I don't know how much you know about resin, but it is solely hardening the entire time I'm doing this. And so, by the time we got to the end, it was definitely a little thicker than when we started, for sure. But it ended up working out well, because that way I could move these pieces around, and I knew, okay, they've already sunk, I'm good where they are. And they really didn't move at all. But it was so much fun. I literally, this is why I bought all those clay pieces. I bought it like 2 or 3 days after I did this video, and I was like, oh man, I love these little bits. I was like, they're fun. Also, sorry for my voice this episode. I definitely have some kind of like sinus infection. But I had said there was going to be content this week no matter what, and so that's what we're doing. Thank you guys for supporting me this whole year, and I can't wait to continue this job for a very, very long time. Thank you so much. I hope you had a wonderful Halloween, and the rest of your happy holiday season goes great. Make sure to stick around for the images. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Okay, story time. So, Halloween chaos, as I've already said a couple times here. What ended up happening is, when I was moving these hearts around, I spilled half of them. So all of that we saw in the video ended up kind of not happening. I kind of just pushed things around as quick as I can off camera, and this is the results. It actually turned out really well. I still like it. It just wasn't the exact one is partially corrupt, one's more corrupt, one's fully like, I was trying to do that, but unfortunately they all just, when I picked it up, the mold itself was not solid enough and it just collapsed on itself. And so all of that hard work just tumbled in on itself. But the rest of these pieces look really good. I love this in yellow, looks great. But yeah, thank you all so much as I continue to learn and improve. Remember, this is the house of improvements, not the house of perfect. And so thank you so much for watching, commenting, liking, and all of the amazing things that you do. Remember, I have a sale starting November 6th, that's next Monday, and it will run for a week. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one.